first.
And replace that one.
Yeah. Or raise it up somehow. Elevate it.
Right. So the thing is, here, this is the conclusion. You see?
Yeah,
we argue so much we don't get to the conclusion.
Yeah, this is the conclusion. So happy with the header of one-sided object, or maybe flexible.
Formal methods do this, formal methods do this, formal methods do this. Make sure that each bullet's talking about formal methods. Formal methods enable flexible redesign. Formal methods enable comprehensive analysis and controls. Formal methods allow customization to specific needs.
Yeah, comprehensive.
Formal methods facilitate e-transformation.
These are benefits, not needs, or features. I don't know. I'll show it. Benefits of a formal method. Features.
Make sure the slide is about formal methods in every bullet.
Okay, yeah. This slide is supposed to be that I just refine the title and maybe a little bit on the content to reflect what we just comment. This slide try to convince the audience that doing it manually is not effective. So we did this kind of research rather than just a consultant looking there and say you need to check this one, add this one, or something like that. You see, they also do the thing of redesign.
When you say manually, the opposite of that is electronic, and that's not your case.
It's part of the case.
Now, instead of saying manually, say informally.
Good. Right. This is contracted and formal. Yeah, that's good. Right. Good. Question. Right. Because contract is implicitly the need for the formal. Contract with formal is informal. Good. Okay. Now the session that I anticipate the most argument, the most problematic is this one. This one is one.
Yeah, here we go. Enough of the easy stuff.
We
should get prepared, right?
Because you see, the challenge here is that on the deontic process modeling, I try to provide some concepts and idea to the audience in order.
Remember, you're talking to an informed audience that's read your dissertation. All you're doing is summarizing, laying the stage for the debate that's going to come.
Yes.
And in the tradition, we allow clarification questions, but the discussion questions come afterwards. And you want to get through this as quickly as possible because it's the discussion that matters.
Yes.
It's the people that need to talk more than you are the committee.
Yeah. So let me go through this session and see what happened. Okay. So the deontic process modeling, if you look at an interorganizational procedure, and here specifically look at the trade procedure, for instance. Trade procedure deal mainly with documents. It's the same for other kinds of interorganizational procedures. We deal with sending documents back and forth between different organizations. And actually, there's a statistic that annually there is about 5 billion trading documents exchange worldwide. 5 billion.
Billion with a B?
Billion trading document exchange worldwide, according to the UNCTAD, the United Nations Conference on Trade and Development. And it's cost a lot. It's very good. You've got that really.
It's pronounced UNCTAD. UNCTAD.
UNCTAD. UNCTAD. But underlying the exchange of the document is the deontic reality. The deontic reality here is the reality of contract, promise, license, right, duty, and so forth. For instance, when you send out a quotation, this is an offer. And by doing so, you grant the offeree the power to conclude a contract.
You need a slide on deontic reality? You don't have one.
This slide is supposed to do that kind of thing. This slide. It's to introduce, this is the deontic reality, this is the documentary reality, And the current viewpoint is...
But this
focused-
slide is about deontic process modeling.
Sure. But
I think
That's
you
one
actually
slide.
need one additional slide about deontic reality.
deontic reality of
'Cause this is, I mean, you can be talking about the deontic reality of a policeman's uniform.
Sure,
You know,
sure.
and many organizational roles and diplomas and things like that. But then, I mean, so
Yeah.
broadly and then specifically, you're talking about the life cycle of deontic, of a certain deontics, and that's where the process comes in.
Yeah.
The change in
Mm.
deontics.
Yeah.
Because the process is about the change in deontics.
That's right.
I mean,
Yeah. So here the slide should be retitled into deontic realities of business. And then I talk about deontic in the normal, in the daily work, and then narrow down into the interorganizational procedure. That's what it is. Yeah. Okay. So there are two currently most of the business process modeling is focused on the flows of documents, focus on the current procedure, or what we can call here like a surface procedure, what we look as the phase exchange of the procedure. Modeling the document go from here to there and so forth. What I try to do here is to introduce a new modeling perspective that look at the underlying functionality, deontic functionalities of the document. For instance, when you send a quotation, what happens underlying of that? Or when you transfer a bill of lading from one to another, what is the underlying thing that happens to that kind of thing? Make it explicit. Make that kind of underlying thing explicit. So it's different with the traditional modeling on interorganizational procedure. And for the one of the deontic process model, there may be mapped into a number of different documentary procedures. This has been argued extensively in the dissertation. But the argument is that, for instance, if you transfer the possession to good in transit, in the paper-based procedure, you can do just by sign on the bill of lading and pass it to the buyer. In electronic form, you can do it by transfer a record in a registry system. So one underlying deontic chain, that means transfer the right to possession of goods, can be done in a numerous ways. In a paper-based procedure, electronic procedures, or some kinds of other procedures. So one deontic model can be mapped or can be implemented in various ways, depend on the technical platform or depend on the situational context. So on the previous slide, I talked about the deontic realities and the relationship between the deontic process and documentary procedure. The connection between the deontic process and the documentary procedure is about the event of the broad potential. The main purpose of documentary procedure is to ensure that every party honor the counterparty's right and fulfill their obligation. The documentary procedure is constrained in a way to reduce opportunistic behavior of the participant. So to ensure that when you have an obligation, the bearer of the obligation needs to fulfill his obligation, and so forth. So look at the literature on risk. There are two kinds of risk identified. The first one is environmental risk, and it's risk regarding to unknown future events like hurricane, storm, political event, and so forth. These kinds of risk is from the factors outside the influence of the party, outside the control of the party. The second kind of risk, what they call the behavioral risk, regarding the trading parties respond to future events, And this kind of risk directly resulted from this behavior of the participant. For instance, they don't honor the contract, or they broke the promise, break the promise, and so forth.